news at noon on Lagos Television. I am Aminat Elegushi. The Central Bank of Nigeria has sold $876.26 million to end users whose bids were submitted by some 26 banks. A circular released by the Apex Bank states that the move is to boost the falling naira. The development comes as the naira comes under pressure through seasonal demand from summer tourism and businesses seeking the greenback to bring in goods to Nigeria. According to the circular, total bids came to $1.18 billion, which was received from 32 authorized dealer banks. Of this, bids valued at $876.26 million from 26 banks were disqualified, while bid valued at $313.69 from 6 banks were disqualified. The CBN approved a cutoff rate of 1,495 naira to a dollar for the retail Dutch auction. The Apex Bank says it will publish on the CBN's website the detailed result and qualified bids to ensure transparency. Settlement for the successful bids is scheduled for today, August 8, 2024. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Immigration Service has suspended an Assistant Superintendent of Immigration, Okpravero Ufoma, for allegedly soliciting financial gratification from a traveler. Spokesman for the service, Kenneth Udo, said the officer's conduct captured in a video circulating on social media does not reflect the values and ethics of professionalism upheld by the NIS. Udo said the service received the viral video with the caption, "This is how immigration officers treat tourists in Nigeria." Comptroller General of Immigration, Kemi Nandap, also condemned the alleged misconduct in the strongest terms, saying that it has undermined the ongoing reforms aimed at enhancing service standards. She, however, assured the public that the officer has been indefinitely suspended pending the outcome of disciplinary procedures in accordance with the law of public service rules. Nandap stressed that the officer's act is disgraceful and not a representation of the commitment of the service to hospitality, reception, and courtesy. Heavily armed security personnel have raided the headquarters of the Nigeria Labour Congress in Abuja. According to the union, the operatives stormed the Labour House as its headquarters is called around 8:30 p.m. NLC's head of media and public relations officer Benson Ukwa, who confirmed this, said they broke in and ransacked the bookshop on the second floor, cutting away hundreds of books and other publications. The invading troops claimed that they were looking for seditious materials used for the End Bad Governance protests. The NLC is not immediately able to ascertain all the things taken away from its offices. The raid, which was carried out 6 days after the End Bad Governance protest started, has been blasted by the union. The NLC also demanded the immediate withdrawal of the security operatives from its headquarters. And the federal government has condemned any foreign interference in the aftermath of the violence that trailed the End Bad Governance protest in the country. Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tuga, who stated this when he met with members of the diplomatic corps in Abuja, warned that the government will not spare anyone funding the protest both within and outside Nigeria. Tuga says Nigeria cherishes and continues to value the cordial relationship that happily subsists between her and individual countries and organizations, and will not do anything to undermine or take for granted such relationships. Ambassador Tuga stated that the past few days of saying bad narratives on social media, which is currently threatening the peace and stability of the nation. He, however, assured diplomats in the country that the Nigerian government remained committed to protecting members of the diplomatic corps as well as Nigerians in line with international laws. The meeting was also attended by the Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, representatives of the National Security Advisor, the Inspector General of Police, lawmakers, and others. Minister of Defense Mohammed Abubakar says the federal government will continue to formulate policies needed towards strengthening the armed forces of Nigeria to discharge its constitutional mandate of tackling the nation's security threats. Abubakar disclosed this while declaring open a 3-day 42nd ordinary meeting of the Economic Community of West African States, Committee of Chiefs of Defense Staff in Abuja. He said the meeting is a crucial platform to collectively address the emergent security threats confronting the West African sub-region. He added that greater collaboration is needed within the region through shared intelligence and coordinated strategic approaches to combat the menace across the border.
Continuously support as allies, as nations that pursue the efforts. We in the Nigerian Parliament, the National Assembly of Nigeria, have remained committed to supporting the federal armed government of Nigeria to ensure that necessary and needed resources are to be required by ECOWAS, as far as Nigeria is concerned, are provided and approved.
As we convene here today, we are reminded of the profound significance of our work, which is to ensure the security of our sub-region. Let me remind us all that the security landscape of West Africa is presently marked by both complex challenges and opportunities for cooperation. Accordingly, joint efforts towards countering terrorism, managing cross-border crimes, hybrid threats, as well as enhancing regional security are vital to safeguarding our nations and promoting sustainable development.
Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa says the meeting will address the recent coup d'etat in some countries across the region, which negates the core mandate of the military.
The complexity of the security landscape demands that we leverage our collective expertise, share intelligence, and coordinate our efforts across borders if we must solve these challenges. Thus, collaboration is paramount and imperative to address both the root causes and symptoms of insecurity in our region. It is on this premise that the agenda for this meeting was carefully crafted to focus on critical areas and building from our previous engagements. Some of these critical areas include the proposed ECOWAS security support mission in Sierra Leone and the activation of ECOWAS standby force against terrorism.
The 3-day 42nd ordinary meeting of the ECOWAS Committee of Chiefs of Defense Staff will also brainstorm and come up with actionable strategies that will address security challenges within the West African sub-region. Amid allegations of the sabotage in the petroleum industry, the Senate has raised questions over $1.5 billion approved in 2021 for the turnaround maintenance of the Port Harcourt refinery with little or no result. The upper chamber lamented that it was unfair and wrong to treat government businesses or public companies as an orphan while private businesses were flourishing and thriving. The Senate leader and chairman Senate Ada Committee to investigate the alleged economic sabotage in the Nigerian petroleum industry, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele raised the question at a session with stakeholders in the industry at the National Assembly in Abuja.
A lot of Nigerians are concerned about ensuring that we do not kill local initiative and local investment to allow them to survive. Just like a lot of Nigerians are also concerned about ensuring that we do not consciously inaugurate a monopoly, which will not serve overriding public interests and which will not be consistent global best practice standard. All these are issues, but in the meantime, while we work with you to address all of this, we call on all our stakeholders.
The interactive session was attended by Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edo, Group Managing Director, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, Mele Kiyari, and Chief Executive, Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Benga Komolafe, and Chief Executive Office, Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed.
For the rest of this year and beyond is positive, is strong. We expect the price of oil to stay relatively high, and so we must seize this opportunity. Amongst other things, we must seize this opportunity to maximize the whole oil and gas sector value chain.
We are committed as a country, to ensuring that we'll complete the rehabilitation of those refineries so that we can reduce the level of import that we need, to be able to serve the needs of Nigerians. We're also committed to supporting Dangote refinery. We are committed to supporting the modular refineries, and we have been resolving whatever issues that are brought to our attention from time to time.
There are rules, there are regulators. We follow the rules. Nobody will bring product into this country that doesn't meet specifications. If it does happen, it's crime. And it couldn't have passed through any regulatory institution. It is impossible. We all know what happens. Smuggling does take place. And I'm happy the Customs Service is here. No one can deny that smuggling takes place across our border.
Recall that the Federal Executive Council approved the plan by the Ministry of Petroleum Resources to rehabilitate and turn around the Port Harcourt refinery with a whopping sum of $1.5 billion under the administration of former President Muhammad Buhari. In sports, Nigeria's women basketball D-Tigers concluded their inspiring run at the 2024. And that's the news at this hour. For more stories, connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms. Please remember to call the Lagos State toll-free lines 767-0112 in case of emergencies. I am Aminat Elegushi. See you again at 2 p.m.